everyone, and welcome to the Renewal Center's Tea Time Tuesday. We are so glad that you are here today with us. I'm telling you, I'm just enjoying that relaxing music. I hope that you are enjoying that relaxing music and just taking the time to stop, to pause. That's what we do here at the Renewal Center on Tuesdays at noon. And then, of course, on our fourth Tuesdays, we have it at 7 p.m. This is a time to build resilience. This is a time to just incorporate peace into our day. Good afternoon, Monique. And I see you out there. It's good to see you. Yes, good afternoon. Living in faith every day. It's good to see you too. And I'll try not to miss anyone. I'm trying to make sure that I can see everybody out there on my chat. Hello, Daphne. It's so good to see everyone. Good afternoon. There's our Director of Digital Renewal and Stewardship, Hope. Hello, Hope. It's good to see everybody. I'm so glad that everyone is here. You know, April is here. Of course, April is here, and it's the time of blooming. It's the time of sprouting. It's just a beautiful day here in the historic district of Concord, North Carolina, and we are inviting everyone to join in to foster resilience, to foster well-being. That's why we're here, that we take this hour, this time out on Tuesday afternoon to just build this opportunity to just, I would say, just to pause and to just slow down a bit. So while you are out there, go ahead and invite your friends, tag your friends, let your friends know that the Renewal Center's Tea Time Tuesday, we are streaming live at this moment. We're streaming live over there on our YouTube channel. Hello, hi, Tanya. It's good to see you too, chiming in. And, you know, just go over to YouTube and invite those who use YouTube to join us. And while you're over there, like and subscribe and share. So I'm really excited. We are excited here at the Renewal Center about Tea Time Tuesday. Oh, it's such a beautiful day. I hope everyone's having a good Tuesday. If you're having a good Tuesday, share with our community with some likes and some hearts. Let us know that you're doing well out there. We're excited that you're joining us. So without further delay, we're going to go with our tea of the week. We're going to get started. Well, wait a minute. We're going to get started with our book of the week. And thank you for the hearts and the likes. I see them out there. The Renewal Center's book of the week is Choose Joy, because happiness isn't enough. And it's by Kay Warren. You know, if you want a good read, a good positive read, this is a great read to have. I'll read a little bit of the summary. It says, why are some people, even in the toughest of times, always filled with joy? While most of us can't seem to find lasting joy, no matter how hard we search, do joy-filled people know something we don't? That's a good question. The answer is yes. And her warm, candid style, Kay Warren shares that life-transforming truth with you. Once again, this is a great book to pick up, and it's here at the Renewal Center in our thought room. It's called Choose Joy, because happiness isn't enough, and it's by Kay Warren. And, you know, I mean, all of us can use joy, right? So this is a great opportunity to incorporate more joy into your day and to choose a good read that will foster that. And so let's move on to our tea of the week. Our tea of the week is lavender tea. Oh gosh, I love lavender tea. How many of you out there like lavender tea? And how appropriate lavender tea is for a day like this, a time to just stop and pause. Lavender is a very, very soothing tea, and I love lavender. It's just even the scent of lavender causes us to just take a minute and calm down a bit. But lavender tea is coming from the buds of the lavender flower, which is called the Lavandula angustifolia. I hope I said that right. The angustifolia plant or flower. And, you know, it's made from the dried or even the fresh buds of that particular plant. It's considered to be an herbal tea. It's very popular. It's well liked. A lot of people love using lavender, but a lot of people like and enjoy drinking lavender tea. I'm telling you, it's a very nice tea. It's well embraced. And so you can steep it just like any other herbal tea and serve with your sweetener of choice. So that is our tea of the week. And so while we're talking about that and get ready to locate ourselves, I want to ask everyone out there, what is your choice of tea today? Go ahead and put it in the chat. And while you're doing that, we want to still let you guys invite others to join us today because we have some really great renewal practices that we want to share. So let's take a minute and let's locate ourselves. And for those of you that are tuning in for the first time and don't know what that is at the Renewal Center, when we locate ourselves, we're like, where am I at this moment? How am I feeling? How am I doing? And we're going to take a minute for do some breathing, just some deep breathing, and just calm ourselves, calm our shoulders, our hands. We're already in the course of the day. And this is our opportunity as a community to stop and pause. So let's do that. Let's take our time and just spend a few seconds here, a good amount of time to just locate ourselves. We need to just take the time to just pause. And sometimes all it takes is us to just sit in silence for a minute and locate where we are so we can move forward in our day. So, once again, what is your tea of choice? Go ahead and put it on the chat while I go ahead and bring our executive director, Patrick J. Brown. He's going to take us into the rest of our Tea Time Tuesday today. And while he's coming on, I'm going to grab my tea because I have lemon ginger tea today.
Hey, Carmela. Hey, good morning, good afternoon.
How
Good to
you
see
doing?
you. I am well. I am here in cool Ohio today, and just got through residency this past weekend, and so I'm glad to be on today to pause and locate. That's how important this is to me.
Yes.
First of all, it's important to see you, so it's good to see your face this morning and your lovely
Thank you,
smile.
my brother. I appreciate that. It's good to see you too.
Yes, and good just to pause and just
Yes.
locate myself as well. So purple haze tea. Okay, Hope. Tanya says warm lemon water.
That's
All right.
good.
All
That's
right.
healthy.
Healthy and detox. Now, living in faith. I don't know how to pronounce all that. Thank you.
Okay, I like that.
Tension tamer tea.
We might have to use that.
We're going to have to
today.
bring living in faith every day on to discuss tension tamer tea.
Yes.
Tame the tension. Siberian ginseng plant, peppermint, ginger, lemon. Thank
Love
you.
it.
Anybody else, please share with us. What is your tea of choice today? Okay, tension. Tension tamer tea. This is a good time for me to share that April is Stress Awareness Month. So what Carmela just did for us is to help us work on our stress as well. So I want to ensure you, everyone, take a pause during the middle of your day. Yes. Take a time to breathe. Take a time to really reset yourself. It's important that you do that in order for you to be able to do that. Thank you for sharing that living in faith. Yes, one of your faves for the workday. Awesome. So I wanted to, last week, Carmela, we were focusing on can you change who you are? I'm going to pose that question again to everyone that's watching. And I'd like to get your input on that because we discussed the importance of habits and we are what we repeatedly do. Yes or no? Yes and no. You and I and Hope, we had that discussion last Tuesday. And so I wanted to bring this up again as I shift into, we're doing a follow-up today on can you change who you are? So that's going to be our focus, part 2 today. Did you want to stay on and engage? You want to relax? You want to pause and take notes and journal? What you want to do today?
Okay. Okay, well, I'll stay on today. A continuation of last week.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And Hope, if you're out there, you want to join in, you can always click on the link too.
Yes, come on in.
Come on in if you want to. bring you on and we can continue this discussion. Oh, Dad is on. Hey, Dr. Brown, Paul Brown, Earl Grey black tea with honey. So wherever you are, relax in the porch there, sir, and enjoy and engage with us today. Please share and like this with everyone. Tag your friends, because we're going to be talking about can you change who you are, but it's part number two. And I want to kick this off today because as we go into can you change who you are, I'd like us to emphasize today the importance of presence. Two areas that we want to focus on today, which is the present moment and presence. The present moment and presence. Now, when we are asking the question, can you change who you are? I'd like to hear our tea timers, those of you watching, go ahead and engage with us in these questions today about can you change who you are? Because one of the things that we want to focus on today is the present moment and presence, and how that's important that we understand our presence and we understand the present moment that we're in. Those two principles and renewal practices we want to engage in today, Carmela, is really how we can change who we are, perhaps, and ways that we can set ourselves on a path of transformation. And so I think in the middle of our work days, especially as we're beginning this month, I wanted to bring up these 2 points about the present moment is right now. Like right now, where are you really? Where are you in your mindset right now? That's what we mean when we say the present moment, right this very moment. Where are you? However, presence is recognizing the right now. I'm recognizing the moment right now. So we have the present moment, and then presence is when I recognize the moment right now, because sometimes you're there, right? But presence is when you start recognizing where you are. And so I want us to do some renewal practices today. And it comes from a place, because I've been in spaces, maybe some of you have, where there's a lot that's going on around you, but also a lot that's going on inside of you, your head space and your heart space. The head space meaning thoughts, rationale, perspectives, things that are hitting you. Heart being how I'm feeling, my emotions, my desires, sometimes things that I've heard, something that came that I was aware of. And so because of our head and heart space, it's important that we recognize where we are. So that's what this is all about, is being able to recognize presence and the present moment. So present moment is now. Presence is recognizing now. So I want to start out by saying that presence is awareness. Presence is awareness. Everybody, let's get this in our journals. Take a time to pause and think about how presence is awareness. So those of you that are watching Tea Timers, what are your thoughts on that phrase? Presence is awareness. We talked about presence in the sense of recognizing where you are now. And the present moment is now. Presence is awareness. And how does that contribute to your own personal change? I'm going to pause. And Carmela, if you want to chime in and share, please feel free. Those of you that are out there, please check them in the comments. You're probably relaxing and thinking through it right now, perhaps. But I'd love to hear from you, audience, on your thoughts on this relating to can you change who you are? What's your perspective on presence is awareness?
I like that. Presence is awareness, because presence puts me in the moment. Goes back to that statement that you made. And at any given time, you know, we all may be in a situation, or it could be in a positive light or whatever, or we may have to like navigate through some challenge that just happened. And it's like, as we are putting ourselves in the moment and we're self-aware, I'm thinking that being more aware helps me to be insightful enough to try to take the minute to make the wise decision or the wise choice, or make a logical decision or choice. And it helps us to, like what we did when we were actually locating ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
That's a part of being in the moment.
Yes, it is.
We might be in a moment, well, okay, I just, you know what? I'm going to locate myself, or I'm just going to retreat for a second and just calm down, because it could be a moment of escalation, or it could just be a moment of awareness where we're identifying that, okay, something's happening. So for
Mm-hmm.
me, I like that we can kind of navigate through that. That changes who we are in the moment by moment. This is a real good practice to start off with for the week and for the day.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Monique says here, there's a few comments. I think you can change how you respond or react to your surroundings and circumstances, excuse me,
Yes.
by taking a different perspective. Thank you
Yes.
for sharing that. Good. Thank you. Thank you. Living in faith every day. My thought is I'm cognizant of how I show up as a person for myself and others.
Yes.
Example, that I show up engaged or disengaged. Thank you for sharing that as well. Anybody else? What are your thoughts on can you change who you are? And your response to presence is awareness. And again, when we talk about presence, it's about recognizing the present moment, which is right
Yes.
now. I find myself at times, Carmela, where I have had times where I wasn't present. In other words, something else was trying to get my attention because of a thought. It wasn't
Mhm.
even an individual, just a thought that was domineering and began to try to enter my head space. And then, or an emotion that came from a heart space where I wasn't able to be fully present. So that's important for me to take a pause and recognize where I am. And that's
Yes.
the essence of this renewal practice today so that we can be transformed as individuals. Now, I want to share, just dive in a little bit more into the presence. Let's look at this. Awareness is a state of being whereby you are the observer of your mind, as opposed to being completely identified with or controlled by it. Again,
Mm.
awareness is a state of being whereby you are the observer of your mind. What do you mean observing my mind? That means stepping back, experiencing what's going on in our minds, but not completely being controlled or identified by it.
Right.
Where I'm not letting my mind the emotion run so much to the point that it controls me. I now step back and I become the observer of my own mind. Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's important if we're going to be present, that we learn again, tea time is about what? Pausing. It is about resetting. It is
Mm-hmm.
about increasing our resilience. How can we really experience resilience if we are not present? I can't receive from you, Carmela, if I'm all over the place.
Right.
If I'm allowing even my own mind, I can let my phone, I can let a television, something else, I can miss the opportunity of your presence because I'm not present.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I agree with that because
Yeah.
I think, excuse me, I think we miss memorable opportunities because we're not razor focused. Just like when we talk about even in conversation, you
Yes.
may miss a lot of the details because your mind may be distracted by something else, or you know what it's like when you're talking to someone, you hear them, but you're not listening and you're already thinking ahead or you're thinking of something else instead of being a little bit razor focused. But when we're taking the time to say, I'm going to honor this moment, I'm going to honor the time by taking the time to just focus in on whatever it is.
I like
I think that brings us back in, and I think it just puts a great light on things, especially with communication.
mm,
If we take the time to do active listening,
mm,
so we don't miss out
mm,
on details.
I want everybody to hashtag that, honor the moment. Place that in the comments. Honor the moment. Let's use that if we can as we guide our conversation. I think we can hinge in and let's anchor on that phrase. Honor the moment, everyone. Here's something that Dr. Paul, here's that. He says, I trust the fragrance of my presence makes a positive difference to where I am and where I have been. Thank you for sharing that. Fragrance. People breathe us in.
That's right.
So what smell are we bringing?
Well, that's right. I love that too.
You know, I know growing up.
We leaving behind too when we leave.
Right. I don't know. Growing up, we used to say somebody's attitude was stink.
That's true.
That's what it is.
That's what we say.
Smell an attitude. Right. Thank you for sharing that. Everybody, go ahead and hashtag for us. Honor the moment. Thank you. Yes, honor the moment. We're going to anchor in on that, Carmela. That really helped capture what we're talking about today. Living in faith says, I have to be intentional to be present in the moment because I have a tendency to zone out into the future.
That's good.
Wow, I appreciate that transparency. Thank you so much for sharing that. This is all important, folks, that we look at honoring the moment. And that's what being present is about. Just what Carmela just shared. I want everybody to continue to hashtag that we continue to focus on honoring our moment. And that's what we want to drive and focus on today in our Tea Time community. So what we're going to do is go back to this definition again about awareness. And you become the observer of your own mind. Now, you say, well, Patrick, how do we actually do that? Instead of being identified by it or control, how do I do that? Well, we call it locate yourself, don't we? You locate yourself. That means you got to stop. We can't just keep moving. Well, there's got so much stuff going on. Stop. Somebody just sent me a text. I got to immediately respond. Stop. Somebody sent me a message in instant messenger. Stop. You have to stop. Otherwise, it'll railroad you. It'll overcome you. So we're going to do another locate your exercise. But now this locate your exercise, everybody put everything down.
Okay.
Let me give everybody an opportunity to calm and quiet where you are. And we're going to do another one. But this time what we're going to do is I'd like you to really look at, I'm going to read these words on the screen, and we're going to work on becoming the observer of our mind. We're going to work on becoming the observer of the mind, which means, do you notice how you think? Do you notice how you feel? Or are we so busy that we don't know how, that we really don't know, because we're so identified with it and we're so controlled by it? This is difficult for me a little bit. It really is. You know, I was in residency, and sometimes certain thoughts would come and I just drift, bring it back in and be present.
Yes.
Because sometimes we do drift. I'd be like, I know I do. There are times I do. So let's take our time. And I like us to, everybody pause here for a moment. And I want to just really bring in that when we're aware, you watch the stream of emotions and thoughts. You're watching the stream of emotions and thoughts come and go. So we're going to come back to this, but I want us to do this exercise. Now, if you will, just everybody pause where you are. Close your eyes and just take 3 deep breaths. Ready? Take a breath in and hold it. And breathe it out. Now, I want you to take note of what thoughts come in. Are any thoughts coming in right now? Are you even questioning the exercise? What voice is showing up right now? Are you thinking about what you're going to have for lunch or dinner? Maybe you're thinking about what you have to do later. Keep your eyes closed, everyone. What are your thoughts saying? Now go ahead and open your eyes for the moment. Okay, so perhaps, Carmela, what thoughts came up?
I immediately just said to myself, you need to relax more. Just don't fight relaxing. Just sit here and relax. And I didn't do anything else.
I breathed in, and you know what? I thought about my assignment. I was supposed to be focused on doing tea time right now,
And you went to your assignment.
And I went to my assignment for class. See? And I wasn't present. I'm supposed to be practicing the renewal practice, and my mind went to an assignment that's due. I think we need to do that again. See, what I just did, I was aware that the forefront of my mind was about the assignment that I got to get done, even though I don't know why I'm feeling this urgency or whatever, but I was aware. Now, that's how you notice your state of mind, is you become an observer. Just let it pass through. Okay, thinking about that. I'm thinking about something that I need to take care of. And so we become observers of our mind. Does anybody else want to share their thoughts in the comments? Monique says it was a bit difficult to focus and hone in on pausing. Monique, let's unpack that. Why was it difficult for you to focus and hone in on pausing? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Anybody else, please share with us, what thoughts did you notice during that exercise? I'd like to hear from you to get your perspectives on that as well. Okay, let's go to the next one. We're going to do it again this time. But this time what we're going to do is we locate ourselves. Take 3 more deep breaths. Take your time and keep your eyes completely closed and really listen. Take 3 more deep breaths. Keep your eyes closed. Now I want you to think, notice the thoughts that are coming. I want you to imagine the thoughts are now on a cloud, and let the thought cloud come towards you. And then I want you to see the thought cloud blowing it away. The thoughts, the emotions are being blown away. What are you left with right now? That's awareness. I want you to really see that thought cloud just keep blowing. The wind is blowing it away. You've had an opportunity to slow down. And let that thought cloud just keep blowing away. And if you're imagining this right now, as your eyes are closed, what's happening is awareness is now taking place. Okay. Go ahead and everybody breathe again and open your eyes. And then I want to go towards just 2 comments, and then Carmel, I want to hear something that you have to say. Living in Faith says, my first thought was, what's for dinner? My second thought was, that was a nice deep breath. My last thought was, I could use more of these deep breaths. Hope says, being aware of where I am at the present moment. Faith Every Day again says, this second round, I literally only thought about the breaths I was taking and how calming and freeing I felt with each one. Camilla, what did you sense right now as far as just that locate yourself exercise?
Yeah, as I was sitting there, literally visualizing what you said, thought cloud coming and just blowing things away. And it felt like a clean slate to me. It was like, I just envisioned clear skies, didn't think of anything. And I just felt like I was incorporating peace right there at that moment. There was no confusion, anything. It was just peace, a clean slate.
Incorporating peace, a clean slate. Everybody type in again, honor the moment. Honor the moment. Clean slate. Anybody else? What are your thoughts? Somebody said that's good, Carmela. Thank you so much, Living in Faith Every Day. Absolutely. Thank you so much, everyone. So these are just ways I want to encourage us for the rest of this week, every day do this awareness exercise, because what it will do is it'll help you notice where you are. That's why we do the whole locate yourself exercise. I want everybody, please, yes, type in honor the moment. Absolutely. Monique says, this time I was more relaxed and focused. Thank you. Dr. Paul C. Brown, our dad, says, the shed, the shed.
Yeah.
Seeing the shed cleaned out and being refreshed that the job is done. The moment of pause refreshed me. Thank you for sharing that with us. Folks, you know what he's doing right now. So as he's engaging in tea time, he's seeing the shed cleaned out. Honor the moment. Thank you, everyone. I want to encourage us. This is how we have to, this is what's going to help us with our awareness. And we begin to notice our thoughts. Hope says, the experience felt refreshing and calming. Thank you. Yes, refreshing and calming. Tanya says, my thoughts were, this is nice. Thank you for sharing that. Tralisa says, thoughts upon my breathing technique. Okay, so focusing on the technique of breathing. Okay, we're going to do this one more time at the end of our renewal practice today, because I want to encourage us, put this into practice as a renewal practice. Eventually, you'll start seeing the stress come out here. You know, eventually we'll work on how to, you know, step away and stretch ourselves. But this is all about awareness. And we talk about awareness, but we don't know how to do awareness. So this is an exercise about changing who you are. It first starts by pausing, and it starts with awareness. Now, one of the things else that I wanted to share as a practice is true presence mean that you are deeply mentally invested in the situation at hand. And in a digital world, there are competing forces against your mind. In a digital world, there are competing forces against your mind and your attention. True presence means you're deeply mentally invested in the situation at hand. What's right in front of me? Right now, it is tea time. Nothing else. It is this renewal practice. And then when I was doing the exercise, Carmela, my mind went towards my assignment. Now, here I am leading a renewal practice on tea time, and my mind went immediately to that, like, stop it, Patrick, just bring it back in. That's why we need these communities, because imagine if you're leading a project you're working on, you got things that you're doing in your business. Many of us have things that we're doing in our business, the work that we're working on. We've got other things that are pulling on us outside of our jobs, outside of our business, outside of the projects that we're doing that hit our minds and hit our hearts. What this does is helps me focus on what's right there. And what that does is it helps us with any stress or any struggle that we're having at that moment.
I like that.
You know, and so I was thinking through that as I'm sitting here thinking about thinking. You know, so a few more things. So you're the observer. Everybody, I'm the observer. And when you do that, you now see a stream of emotions and thoughts. They come and they go. You acknowledge those thoughts, but you're not tangled with them when you're in awareness. You learn how to say, yes, that's I'm aware of that thought. I'm aware of that emotion. And I'm going to let this just flow. I'm going to allow it to be where it is. And as we do that, we become more empowered. All right? That's right, Hope. Maintaining an awareness of the presence. That's exactly right. That's what we're working to do, is really focus in on how do we notice our thinking, notice our emotions. Because sometimes we think we're our thoughts.
That's very true.
And so when they come, I can't believe I thought that. Well, you thought it and you're aware, but it doesn't mean that that's who you are.
Right.
Who we are is about the decisions and the habits that we have.
That's good.
Choices that we continue to make. So just wanted us to just hone in on that today. Let's focus a few more of our moments about presence. All right, here's something else that I want us to be aware of. You're experiencing the entire moment. So when you're focusing on presence, it is about the temperature, the sounds, the smells, the sights. You're deeply engaged with the people around you or with your activity. That does not include TV or your phone. How about the next time you go out to eat with people, everybody just stack their phones at the middle of the table? Let's just agree. We go out, we're grabbing a bite, we're in a meeting, everybody take their phones off, and we all just stack them in the middle of the table for the whole hour. I bet you people will be like having withdrawal symptoms.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they will.
It's like, oh my goodness. So, because I just can't get away from it.
Yeah,
so
we all
practice that at your next meeting if you're physically with people. Everybody turn their phones over. Y'all are out to eat and say, you know what? Before we go forward, let's just connect and be present for the moment. Let's put all of our phones. And if anybody picks up their phone, they got to pay for the whole meal. I'm just teasing. But I think it's important that we learn about presence and sticking to where we are. That's right. Stack the phones. Just stack them. Yep. That's exactly right. Put them all there in the middle of the table. I bet we all would go off, wouldn't we? I got to look at it. I got to answer it. Goodness gracious. So there are times we need to be present. And I think it's important that this is a practice we want to continue to focus on is you're deeply engaged. Camilla, if you wanted to talk to me, we're sitting there and if I'm looking, I'm just constantly, and I tell you, well, I'm multitasking. Maybe it's time to have a conversation.
That's right, because you want to be fully engaged.
Yes.
The person that's on the receiving end is like, that person's not paying me any attention. And so you're not really in the moment, which is very true. I mean, you can do two things at one time, but when you're giving your undivided attention, that makes a big difference. That's right, Dad. Major withdrawal.
Major with folks will be just mutiny. Somebody said, that's right. Mutiny,
that's right.
Just stack the phones. The next time you go out, try it and let me know what happens. I think it's important because I really. And today's Renewal practice is about awareness, and we develop it by pausing, by doing the breathing exercise, by noticing. And you can do that with any emotion that you have, whether it's a depressing feeling and an anxious feeling, a nervous feeling. When you pause and you do that breathing and you begin to think about that thought cloud and let see the thought cloud, you now step back and you notice your thinking, you notice what's happening to you at the moment. Sometimes that can happen when you're stressed. You might feel it in your shoulders. Sometimes your palms may get a little sweaty. You might have a little twitching in your face. When you begin to notice even the impact on our physiology, on our physical makeup, that's also another way of being renewed as well. Hope says, I allow myself to connect with my true emotions and thoughts. Absolutely, that takes place when we are awareness. And when they come, then we know that we're an observer and we now know what we need to do next.
Right.
So, yeah. Any thoughts, Melon, just on just the whole perspective on presence? Any other thoughts on that? Just and connecting it to present moment and awareness.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of when we say we're going on vacation and we need a vacation from the vacation. Because sometimes we've done so much on the vacation that we hadn't taken the time to enjoy or be in the moment of the vacation. So what came to my mind the whole time as we were talking is, as we were incorporating this practice, we can say, you know what, I'm going to do this practice on demand. And, and when we make it on demand, it's like we're intentionally saying, okay, I'm going to stop for real in this minute, in this moment, on demand, and I'm going to proceed with that so that it doesn't become a vacation from the vacation. You know what I mean? We have to, you have to kind of recapture the relaxation when you get home, when you had time to do all of that. So I think that this whole time that we took to step back and remind ourselves of being present helps us to honor, going back to what we were saying earlier, to honor the time that we're in, so that we can make the right decisions and, help us if we're anxious, then take the time to be on demand with this so that we can bring some calm. Or if we need to just kind of, we're all over the place. Okay, let me gather myself, kind of get on demand again. Where am I? And so I like that. I like this practice because it causes us to be more intentional about it.
Yes, intentional. Yes, thank you for
Yeah.
sharing that. I want to share one more slide with everyone, just one more piece of this renewal practice today. And I'd like us to consider this is, again, presence is a gift. So that's the thing that I want to say also is presence is a gift. It's a gift that you bring to others because you're recognizing the now. Presence is a gift because you're recognizing the now. And I would encourage you, those of you that are meeting virtually from home, a lot of us are remote now, and we're in remote meetings, and make every attempt as you're engaging, even virtually, to really do this awareness practice, because many times, because we're engaging, our attention span, technically in training, we learn every 7.5 to 8 minutes in a virtual setting, you need to have an activity to solidify the learning. And so it's important that we move. It's important that we pause and also do your best to remain engaged as much as possible when you're on a webinar, when you are in a versus, I'm doing this, I'm gonna take myself off camera and then I'm gonna go and do something else. And then I'm gonna come back. Oh, say that again. I'm multitasking. So it's important that we give the gift of presence.
Yes.
The gift of presence. And what does that do for us? Okay, it's our ability to be self-aware while at the same time available and receptive. I'm fully embodied. I let go of judgments and self-criticism. And I become curious about the people in the world around us. I'm curious about where you are, Mel, and what you're doing. I'm curious as to, I'm fully embodied. I'm not criticizing myself. I'm not judging the circumstances, but I am giving the gift of presence, which is to being self-aware. We just talked about awareness while we're being available and while I'm being receptive. And because we live in a day and age where everything is on demand, everything is asynchronous. I can log in when I want to, I can disengage when I want to, I can block when I want to, I can not, there's so many different things that we do because we're in control.
Yes.
What this does for us is it causes us to step back and really see where our thoughts and our emotions are. They're on the same track, they just go in different directions. So this is what we wanted to accomplish today in our tea time, is really begin to focus on awareness. Monique says a full presence, let others know we care. Yes.
That's right.
We give our full attention to others. It shows we value and respect them. Thank you for sharing that, Tanya. Yes, relaxation on demand. So anybody, I'd like you to share, what are some of your takeaways today from today's tea time and renewal practices? If you can, please type in again, honor the moment, and type in awareness, type in hashtag presence, hashtag I am renewal. Let's fill it up with positivity. Let's focus on presence. I want to encourage you, take another space today to really focus on this renewal practice. So I'd like to hear from you. What are your thoughts? What are your takeaways? How will you apply this? What was new for you? What was a reminder? What was an aha for you? How will this help you be who you need to be so you can change who you are in this space as well? And I think that's what's going to help us. So as everyone is typing in their comments, Carmel, any takeaways for you today in this renewal practice on presence and present now?
Valuing the time makes a big difference in my life. As I'm taking the time to be in the moment, being present, it could save me minutes, hours of anxiety, or just having to backtrack and redo again. Just taking that time, taking that moment. Where am I? What am I thinking? And then incorporating peace, and positivity. That's a moment. That's an opportunity. So, I mean, really, if I take anything else from this, is just to remind myself, okay, if I'm going to do this on demand, make it really work for myself. make it really work for myself, and bring in that positivity that I need in the moment, in the office, at home, wherever this practice can be used. It can make you stop in the moment and recharge, redirect yourself, recharge yourself at the same time, and redirect yourself.
Charge and redirect. Thank you for sharing those applications. Anybody else? Takeaways, applications, insights? Living in Faith Every Day says, lots of takeaways, but the deep breaths and presence as a gift are sitting with me the strongest. Thank you for sharing that. We'd love to hear from everyone. Please share with us, what are your takeaways? What are you feeling? What are you sensing? What are your thoughts concerning this renewal practice today? As you're doing that, we just want to share with you today here at the Renewal Center, it's Giving Tuesday. So we want to ask you and share with you, our vision here. One of the visions of the Renewal Center is renewing minds, restoring lives, and reforming culture. And Tea Time helps with renewing minds and also restoring your life with renewal practices. And we'd like to give you an opportunity to join us in our mission in the area of well-being and wellness and hospitality. Today, as Giving Tuesday, here's the ways that you can support and donate to the Renewal Center. We are a nonprofit organization. And so if Tea Time has really strengthened you and you see the value of this mission and vision, I ask you today to support the Renewal Center and Giving Tuesday. You can go to our website, www.therenewalcenters.com/give. You can also text renewal to the text and download our mobile app. Make sure you do that so you can stay connected to us with our regular blogs and our motivational words on Monday. Also, of course, our Tea Time and our other digital content. You can use PayPal and Zelle. Also, we have CashApp, which is Cash Renewal Center, Venmo, and you also can mail a check or a money order. So I wanted to just give you that opportunity as we are focusing on what it is here, Giving Tuesday for the Renewal Center. Give you that opportunity to connect with us here at the RC. Also, one of the key things that we're focusing on here at the Renewal Center is that if you are in the Concord, North Carolina area or Charlotte, please come visit us. We are in the historic district, 159 Church Street Northeast. We have a cafe, we have a thought room, we have an action room, we have an art and voice room. We have space for you to do personal work as well. You can connect with us. Use this space for presence, and really begin to hone in on taking care of you as well. Thank you so much, Hope. Yes, thank you so much. This has been an incredible time restoring lives. Yes, we are living in hope every day. Thank you so much. Reset yourself to be present in the moment. Thank you for sharing that. Monique, I need to be aware of my need to pause and slow down. This will help me to be fully present when I engage with others. Thank you for sharing that, Dr. Brown. Thank you so much, Dad. The pause of the presence allows me to be refreshed, be focused, and renewed. Thanks for the awareness challenge. You're most welcome. Living in Faith says, incredible renewal practice. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Absolutely. Monique, again, I am more aware of my need to pause so that I can be fully present with those that I engage with. Thank you for sharing that as well. This is good. This has been a reflective moment today. Want to encourage everyone to continue to share your thoughts and your takeaways. Just want to get through all these comments. It's so important to hear from you. Full body presence is a gift. It is important for me to absorb the richness of every moment. Thank you for sharing that, Tanya. Appreciate that. Charlisa says, being intentional on processing my thoughts, taking ownership for them, and releasing them that don't serve me well. Thank you for sharing that. Anybody else? We'd love to hear from you. Share with us your hashtags, your thoughts, your ideas. And again, we want to thank everyone for participating in our Giving Tuesday today. And also, here are ways that you can support and donate to the Renewal Center. Carmela, why don't you share with us a little bit, maybe give an overview about the prophetic gathering, if you don't mind? Share with us.
Yes, I would love to. We are inviting everyone, all of our viewers, all of our listeners, Tea Timers. Our 4th Carolina prophetic gathering is coming up. It's this month. I mean, at the end of the month, April 27th to the 29th. Our theme this year is In Sync with Christ. We have some dynamic speakers. I'm telling you, just look on the screen and you'll be able to see who our speakers are. They're coming to us to Charlotte. You can register. Registration is open right now. You can see that at the bottom of the screen. We're going to be having it at the Harvest Center. We have Apostles Clyde and Dr. Shaharazad Daniels, our Director of Digital Renewal and Stewardship, Hope T. Melton, our Executive Director, Patrick J. Brown. He's hosting and he will be speaking. I myself will be speaking. We have Bishop Joy Johnson from Ohio is coming. Colin Pinkney right here in Charlotte. He'll be speaking, and Bernard Bolton, Apostle Bernard Bolton. He's out of Atlanta and he will be joining us as well. Just a reminder to everyone, we are still in our decade of declaration and demonstration from 2022 to 2029. There it is on the screen. Go ahead, get your ticket, share this with others. We want to invite as many people to come out this year. The great thing about this is in person this year. We have been doing this virtually for the last 3 years. So this is in person. So you want to register. You want to get ready to have your seat right here at the Prophetic Gathering.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We're looking forward to everyone registering, being a part of it. Come connect with us. We're going to have people, vendors and networking, time for fellowship, time for synergy, collaborating, working together. We're better together. We're taking time to really strengthen, because your presence is everything.
Yes.
Your presence is everything. And not only that, God's presence as well, because we're bringing the uniqueness of who we are into this space. And so we would love to see your face. We're looking for an incredible time of worship and connection together. So anyone else, please want to share with us any last takeaways that you may want to share concerning today's renewal practice. We want to thank everyone for coming on. Please catch us next Tuesday, all right, at 12 p.m. for our next one. And again, this is stress awareness, so take some time to really focus on that. Everybody go ahead and hashtag I'm Renewal, hashtag take care of each other. Absolutely. Melanie, last things before we close out today.
I want to thank our Tea Time community for always showing up and just sharing and cross-pollinating and just sharpening one another. This is a great time, and invite a friend next week with you to come to Tea Time Tuesday.
Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next time. Have a very good rest of your day. Bye-bye.